Wolf Nation, this is your captain speaking. Welcome to another episode of the Realmhattan Project, the official start of your weekend. Good to see everyone in the chat squad who was not going to watch the fight tonight.
What fight?
The Logan Paul, or not Logan Paul, the other asshole brother.
Jake,
versus Tyson. You know what we're talking about.
Tyson fight. Nobody cares about the other guy.
Nobody cares.
I don't know.
Thank you. Oh, look, Scott's watching both. Scott and Marble stealing our viewers tonight, by the way.
Yeah, Scott, let us know who's trying to pretend to fight Tyson tonight.
What's up, Esteban? Good to see you, as always.
Absolutely.
So, as you can see, we have a full house, but E's not here tonight. E's got the sniffles.
Oh, I thought that was him in disguise.
No, that's not. He's not that good. So, you want to talk shit on him? Hey, go for it. What's he gonna do? Nothing. We do have the show sponsor with us tonight, Mr. Tyler L., all the way from beautiful Utah. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
And of course, we've got K-Joe. Not sure what's going on with that. Maybe he'll explain it. And our good friend Gort's here.
Mm-hmm.
Fellas, how you doing?
Doing good.
Super.
Yeah.
Absolutely super.
Super duper. So, explain the K-Joe thing to me, buddy.
So, it was in the group chat talk about the proper way to spell names. So I know you're Eric with a K, and we joked about how Eric with a C spells his name wrong. So I'm going to change my name to still just Joe, but I'm going to put a silent K at the beginning. It's in solidarity for you.
Got it.
You know, it's funny. There's 4 Erics in that chat, and 3 of them are wrong.
Am I spelling Gort correctly?
Yeah, I could say that. I won't go to the cornfield tonight for that. Fuck it. You're all wrong. Letter C. C stands for wrong. Anyway. So let's go around the StreamYard and let's see how everyone's doing. Gord, how was your week, bud?
Well, it's actually been a minute since I've been here, I guess, too. But week's been good.
I feel like
I've been all over the place. I was getting sent different work sites, so that's good. Getting paid all that extra mileage. And let's see, I finished building. I still have a lot of Blu-rays. Like, I'm a big fan for physical media.
Mm-hmm.
Streaming does not have everything, and when it's gone, it's gone.
Yep.
And not everything ever even gets to be there. And I'm a big fan of older movies too, and they're harder to come by. So I finished building a whole bunch of Blu-ray racks, and I'm gonna build. I built the shelves. I'm gonna build a platform to put them on because I want to make sure that they're level, because it's kind of they're more or less like columns. And then I'll bolt them together, and then the wall. And I had to get a surge protector to throw behind them so I don't hide yet another power outlet in my basement. All the shelves behind me. I wasn't so smart over there, but I'll correct that one day too. But I can't wait to finish that off and just get all the stuff out of boxes, because if I want to watch something, I got to go digging. And that's been, I don't want to say how many years I've been dealing with that and just not having done this or focused on it, but that's done and it's good. And let's see, I've been to TFCon, and that was exciting for me. I brought a lot of Transformers with me, sold them right out of the room, and got rid of everything I brought. I came home with 0 Transformers. You know what I did come home with? Black Series, because Star Wars is a disgusting, decrepit, dying corpse. It's mummified. No one wants it. No one wants to take that home. I had $5 Black Series. No one wants them.
Wow.
Shit.
Not even $5.
No one wants them. It was troop builders.
Wow.
It's not like it's another Luke or Leia. It's stormtroopers and rebel soldiers and stuff. I thought those would just kind of go. No one wants
time when you couldn't keep Black Series on the shelf.
You're right, Scott. I have a better chance of selling STDs for $5 than Black Series.
I don't know about you guys, but I got Black Series like falling off the shelf out here. Like, nobody's buying it. Like, multiple waves sitting.
Yeah, it didn't used to be that way. You used to go into the store, and you might see 1 or 2 from a new wave occasionally, but you still see Landos kind of sitting around, which is unfortunate. But right now, whatever the current wave is, they sit there, and then the next wave, and the next wave, and now all the exclusives, especially in Targets and the Walmarts, all those ID11s or 12s or whatever with little Grogus and shit inside them, like a chest fucking burster. They got that stuff sitting there. No one wants that. They got Mandalorians in every color you can think of. No one wants that. They got Jedi in piss yellow robes. No one wants that. They don't want it.
So I'm assuming you're going to be out on the Skeleton Crew wave that's coming up.
I haven't even watched a trailer for that show. I watched the first one months ago. I know there's a new trailer. I don't care. I can't be fucked with that.
I can't be bothered with that one either.
Speaking of Blu-rays, did you see that Kevin Smith got the rights back for Dogma, so they will be published?
No, I didn't.
So I don't have to hunt for that for you anymore.
No, I can't even think of how many stores we've been to looking for that Blu-ray at a reasonable price. It was going like $150, $200 on eBay.
Yeah.
For a Blu-ray.
When I was up in Massachusetts a month ago, I stopped in several malls there, and the FYEs there all had like full like Blu-ray and DVD racks still, like, you know, rows, like dozens of rows of these things. But they're like the dead malls that no one goes to. No Dogma.
Yeah.
I tried.
I saw a thing with Kevin Smith. I don't know what anniversary it is. Maybe 25 years it's coming up, but he's going to take it out on tour again and do Q&A. So
yeah.
If you guys haven't been to one of those, like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he used to do it down in I think was it Asbury at the Count Basie Theater, but I've seen him there, and it's probably like 10, 15 years ago, mind you, but it was a good time. Like the man can tell stories.
Yes,
like, that's, you know, he gets on a stage. That's a better story than any movie he makes. Like he's funny. You know, podcasts too. He's a funny guy. You know, I wish he could put that same effort into stuff like He-Man, but you know, neither here nor there.
Oh, the second one wasn't bad.
No, it was actually pretty decent. I like that one.
I
redeem yourself.
It was much better the second go around. Lessons learned. You know.
Thank God.
Yeah. I saw an interview with them with that one, and I think the first one, Netflix, was a little more hands-on. And then once that one was a success, they kind of backed off a bit.
Yeah, that explains things.
Yeah.
But that's definitely it for my week.
Joe, I'm going to get to you next, but I want to stop for a second because Esteban asked a question that I need to know here. Speaking of Utah, did the women climbing the power plant affect you, Tyler? What's going on here with this?
Yeah, I don't know this.
I have no idea.
Oh, well, I guess it didn't affect him.
The lights are on. I see his lights. He's Wi-Fi's still working, so I guess it didn't affect him. So Esteban, if you could tell us what that's all about, I would love to know.
I'm looking that up right now.
Yeah.
All right, in the meantime, Joe, what's going on, bud?
Hey, just another day, living the dream, living in paradise, loving every day of it, every minute. Busy couple weeks at work, you know, shenanigans, poor decisions. That's what gets me involved. So I got Quake in unexpectedly from for the Legacy series. Pretty good little figure. I like that. It was like supposed to be like March or April of next year. Then it was like January. Then it's like it'll be here Monday.
Oh,
okay,
that's cool.
Okay,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, good surprise.
Yeah, so I'm happy about that. You know, wife's since we didn't put any Halloween decorations up for TFCon, wife's like, "Can we go ahead and put our Christmas stuff up?" And I'm like, "It's a little early, but you know what? Makes her happy. Keeps me out of trouble." So, but other than that, not a whole lot going on. It's really just work, gym, and a little bit of figures that are trickling in.
Joe, tell me a cool cop story you have.
I cannot do that.
No?
Not on the air, not recording.
No.
Thanks for putting my business out there.
Look, you've been arrested like 27 times. It's fine. We still love you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sorry, I was trying to get a cool story here. Sorry.
All right. So speaking of cool stories, so a woman on Wednesday. So I was in Colorado at that time.
Allegedly.
Oh no, I was in Colorado last week.
You see, you say that, but I'm looking at the picture. This woman's got glasses and a beard. Continue.
So authorities say she was suffering from a mental health episode and climbed up a transformer tower And cops were afraid she was going to electrocute herself, so they shut down the power, and it affected 800 people. So, and let's see. It looks like they had to.
Please tell, did they taser?
Well, yeah. It just said, they wanted to prevent her from tasing herself, but it says the police had to resort to less lethal weapons. They tried a stun gun, funny enough, a rubber gun, then that was followed by a yelp. So, and then they had to snag her. They, I guess, took her off the transformer and into a cherry picker. Wow. All right. It's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I
tell you what,
that...
people in the Transformer fandom getting weird.
Expect that shit in Florida, not in Utah, Tyler.
I know, right? Yeah. Friggin' Utah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, meth. Anyway, Tyler, what's new with you?
It's what Salt Lake's known for. It's meth. Nothing. I'm glad to be BP here, guys. I appreciated the tap on the shoulder to get in the game again. It's been a little while. No, so this week, like I said, I spent Monday night through it was Thursday evening. I flew home. Spent the week in Colorado for work. It's good to know their targets suck just as much as the ones out here. Nothing on the pegs, but it says that it's in stock. So I was able to find a Falcon while I was out there, though. It's just another stupid, ridiculous G.I. Joe. And then today I was actually checking ink prices in Target. So, you have to stop by Toys. And I found that new Ninja Looking Force Storm Shadow. So no signs of the other wave at all. And then just this, aside from that, just, printing.
What's going on with you and Joe's right now? You're always quitting. You're coming back. You come crawling back. You quit. What's going on there? An abusive relationship.
No one can resist a Joe.
I feel if somebody's not out there right now making a GI Kano shirt, like you're
hey, the more you know.
Mike Kincaid, get on that shit.
Canoeing is half the battle.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I have this toxic relationship with GI Joe right now. If I showed you guys these shelves right now, you'd laugh. Like, it literally looks like a battlefield happened. Like, most of the figures are knocked over, things are taken apart. I think that might be part of it. I'm gonna try to get it.
It's the opening scene from Saving Private Ryan on your shelf.
Oh, I'm not here. Look, I'm not even kidding. Like, look.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's an orgy.
So
that looks like most people's Black Series shelf.
So I think that, or actually, Eric, it was after you hit me up about that second round of stands. Like, I started going through, and I was like, pink, like trying to figure out, and that's how I figured out that it was the material, like the finish, the matte finish. I don't know what it is, but it seems to like not be as strong over time. But yeah, so like I feel like I want to get out of Joe's. Like, I feel like I'm bored with it, but then at the same time, when I come across one, I'm buying it. So my first go is I was like, I don't need Nemesis Immortal I'm not going to pre-order or order it. And I didn't do it, and I was proud of myself. And I checked later that day, and it was still in stock. And I was like, oh, it's fine. And then I was like, you know what? It's an exclusive. I should probably go ahead and order it. And then when I went in, it was gone. So,
oh shit.
But I feel all right with it. Like, it's kind of like self-induced FOMO, I guess, is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah.
But I haven't resorted to secondary market. But as I'm still finding, coming across finding stuff, I'm still picking it up. that way I guess I don't have to backtrack if I 100% or 100% decide that I'm out. I'm probably, if I had to put a number on it today, I'd probably say it's 40 keep, 60 sell. So
a real trim the fat situation.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know, even as I'm sitting here, like I have the like the classic card back ones, and I'm just thinking that might just be enough. Because I enjoy looking at them more like in their packages on the wall than actually like messing with them.
Yeah, I could see that scratching an itch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's so funny with Joe. So like I wasn't in when it first came out, so I missed like the 00 Snake Eyes, right? And then I decided to get in, and then when like Cobra Island was like crazy difficult to get, so like
the dark days.
Yeah, so and I think part of that was like the challenge of finding that stuff, right? And I found it all fairly.
You had no challenge, man. You had the high fucking score for finding that stuff.
Yeah, actually, I can't even tell you how many Realm members I hooked up, but no, like that's still when I was in New
Definitely
Hampshire.
a dealer for a while.
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, I bet you were a scalper in some Facebook group.
Not at all. I
dare you.
If it's for a friend, I'll get it to him at retail. Well, I mean, I just sent out a few Tiger Paws for people not too long ago when those were.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one at all.
No.
It's actually starting to restock right now, which is weird.
That's why you're not buying them and scalping them. That's why.
And so then I was in. So I'm like, all right, I'm in. And that's when I was living in New Hampshire, right? So it was like me and Dan from Toy Galaxy. Like that was it out there in the toy aisles. It's super. Like that truly was like the land of milk and honey, because I was finding Black Series for people and early NECA and NECA Turtle stuff. But so then I got in, and then like started doing the Cobra Thrones and the Cobra Commander head, which I just ran another batch of those. So I think that's the third time we've done that one. But then again, like hit a wall, and I was out and sold it all again. And I think I had like the first 2 or probably 3 waves at that point. And then started making large scale Joe vehicles. And then I needed a few figures just for photos and for scale, right? References. And then that was like the slow burn back in. So, and now I don't know. I think the only thing I'm missing is that Nemesis Immortal and the 00 Snake Eyes still, and I guess that last wave, like the Iron Bats and whatever else Alpine. So,
are you stocking the groups for a reasonably priced Dragonfly?
Actually, Gort hit me up about possibly selling me his Dragonfly. So. Speaking of that, I forgot to get that shipping quote today. All right, I know what I'm doing on Monday. But yeah, so right, and that was part of it too, right? Like missing those first 2 HasLab, so having to I got real lucky locally on that Hiss. There's a guy, I think I paid $350 for it.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, yeah, and it was the same thing. Like he had a few extras and was selling them because I think that was. Trying to remember when, but there's something else that was getting ready to come out. But yeah, so that and I know that about myself. Like I need a challenge, right? I need something hard to hunt down or try to find, or but I think I was joking around with you guys when that list got down to 4 or 5. Like I started getting real nervous, like. But yeah, I mean, so as of now, I'm still in. So we'll see how long it'll last.
So do you think if you get that list complete, you'll stay in, or do you think it'll be like that dopamine hit of like I've got everything, and then it just goes away because there's nothing else other than what's new coming else? You'll be out.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what happened with me with like Star Wars Hot Toys, right? Like when I first jumped into those, there was, I don't know, maybe 2 dozen at the time, and that's one thing not recently, but Hot Toys, it used to be like one and done, right? They do it once and it was out of stock, it was gone forever. And then once I got caught up, and then at that point, it was just like the pre-order game, right? Like it goes up, you click pre-order, and we'll see you in 18 months, or and it got boring. Like especially like towards the end, like those last few that I just opened, like there was no excitement, no exhilaration. Like it just became almost monotonous, like almost a chore at that point.
No, I get that. I mean, I do miss, that stumbling upon it, like you didn't expect it out, and it's out, like somehow your store gets it a month early, or you've been looking for it, and you can't find it, and all of a sudden there it is, kind of situation. I mean, but it's also at that point of like, time versus money. I'm just tired of driving around from place to place to place looking for stuff, and so I'm like, I'll pre-order it, and then that's that. And then when you get it in, you're like, okay, cool. And then you'll take it out of the box, maybe fiddle with it, and it sets it down. And that's it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like I go out of my way to do like, I'd say those early like Transformers, like alternators, and when they first launched that, well, I think it was just classics, right? Or yeah, it was classic. Like, what was that? Early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like those night, I remember jumping in the car late at night and going and hitting all the 24-hour Walmarts trying to find them, because they were so hard to get, and there wasn't 1,000 places you could pre-order them from. So it was kind of like if you missed out, like that was it. Nowadays, like I don't really go out of my way. Like if there's one near me, or like if like wife stops or asks me to stop, grab something on the way home, sure. Or, I do a lot of traveling for work. And they usually put me very close or in the same plazas as like a Target or a Walmart. So if I have time, I'll just jump in there.
Yeah.
Esteban's got a descriptor here for you.
Yep.
And Alexander saw the breath of his domain. He wept for it. Yeah, kind of. I mean, that's pretty true.
Yeah. So like if you see over that way, right here, over my shoulder here, like these, I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. There we go. Like that's all my turtles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I wanted to get a turtle van to go with them, because I feel like in my mind as a kid, the iconic vehicle was the turtle wagon.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to get it, didn't get it, and then work sent me on a trip. Walmart, right behind the hotel. So I was like, I'll wander over there. I got nothing to do. I'm by myself. I'll waste some time. I picked up the turtle van, and I was like, sweet, cool, found it. And then as I'm sitting there holding it, I'm like, I felt nothing. Like there was no like, cool, I found this thing I've been looking for, or this is gonna do more to my collection. It's just like, I'm like, this is $35 I don't need to spend. Like it's, and I put it back on the shelf and walked away. I mean,
see, and that's interesting. Like I had the opposite for some of that, and I didn't have so two things here. The turtle van, I have one. I have it still in the box. I think it looks cool in the box, and I haven't opened it. But I didn't have it as a kid, and I bought it so I can open it up and throw the guys in there on a shelf. And I'll get to it at some point. I got the new Technodrome upstairs. I'm actually a little happy it's undersized, because I think it actually it's narrow enough it'll fit on the shelves there without sticking out. But I have this one sitting here because I do fuck with this thing. And I did have it as a kid, but when I saw the pizza thrower in the store, I was too excited to get home with this. It's if the firing is a little different, which took me a second to figure out. I was a little disappointed, but once I got it, I'm happy with it. But this thing's fun.
Oh, they altered. It's not a straight
I'm happy
up.
that they put that back out, because I missed having one of those. It still makes that noise.
Yeah, I had that as a kid, and like I do have some feeling to that. But again, like my Target's got them, and they have not sold a single one of them, and it's been 3 months. And I'm like, I might go, like even when they had that 20 was it 20% off one toy or whatever?
25%.
Yeah. Like, okay.
Yeah, they have that expiring tomorrow.
I was like, I was like, I'm just meh on it.
You should get the pizza thrower. That one's cool.
I think the one that really pulls me is the turtle blimp.
I
thought the turtle blimp was freaking awesome as a kid.
That's another one. I still have it sitting in the box off to the side.
No.
Oh, I didn't even realize they had retro to that one.
They
Several
did.
times,
I
at least
think
twice
it was,
that I can think of.
I don't know if that was Walmart only though. It might have been.
The only place I remember ever seeing it was Walmart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. You might still be able to get them. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
don't
an
recall
interesting
seeing
one.
those.
They kind of screwed it up a little bit. The blimp is the same print as the original, like the colors are similar and all that, but it's the same print. But the like the glider that attaches to the bottom is not the original. I think it's from the 2012 Turtles because it has grappling hooks and stuff. It doesn't have all the bombs that it should have. You see, you'd have to track down a vintage one still if you want it to be right.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the reasons I didn't open it.
Yeah. Well,
it does look cool in the box too.
Yeah. Once I went with this, I was like, I've got. It's a little hard to see, but right there, he's got the skateboard.
Yeah.
The cheapskate.
Yeah. And then I'm
thinking
about
move on the Lego.
Yeah. And then I was thinking about maybe getting the motorcycle with the sidecar.
Oh,
Something
trash can sidecar.
Yeah, something just small.
Yeah.
To fit on there, but
yeah, I had that one in the cheapskate growing up in the Technodrome. Never had a turtle van, and I always wanted that the pod, or what did they call it? They had the drill bit on
module thing.
The module.
Oh yeah.
The mutant module. That's getting a reissue soon.
Yeah, I always wanted that one to go with my Technodrome,
because they got that, and the sewer layer is coming again too.
That's what I was about to ask. Did they ever
that one?
ever retro the sewer layer?
Yeah, they're doing that. I would like to get the Knucklehead if they did that.
That's the one that on the string, the
spider
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't have that one.
Yeah, robot spider.
Yeah, it's funny. Like when you think back, like the turtle layer, like that was a big deal. I didn't know a lot of people who had that one. And
with it. That's it.
Huh?
I had cousins with it, but no one else. Like like dozens of kids.
Yeah, I remember my little brother came home from playing at his buddy's house. He's like, "You're never gonna believe it." I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "PJ got the turtle layer." It's like, no way. Like, little 8-year-old self, like super excited. And then, tell him to bring it over. No, his parents won't let him leave the house. He'll lose pieces, whatever. But, yeah, that was one I always wanted to.
Yeah, my brother had it. It was a cool little figure. My brother was more into turtles than I was. I thought it was a cool concept, but it's one of those things. Like looking back, I'm like, they were like for the figures I had. Like I remember trading. I can't remember. I traded someone. I can't remember which figure it was, and I got a Leonardo. Like 5th grade. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like I miss that excitement as a child, that kind of stuff. But
all right.
The turtle vehicles, some of them were inexpensive, but that's really what I guess a lot of us had, because I had a couple smaller ones. Maybe 2 kids, when I was like kindergarten, 1st grade, like had that kind of stuff. Like the turtle van, and then like some of them like Technodrome. I remember I was in high school and I went to babysit some kid, and like he had an older brother, and he had the hand-me-down Technodrome. That was the first time I ever saw one out of the box.
and you took that as your payment.
I shouldn't be playing with that, but I kind of want to go fuck with it, but I didn't.
Because you're in high school and you're too cool, right?
Well, no, I mean, I just want to be weird with, like I'm babysitting the kid. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm trying not to do that. But
That'd be funny as hell. Parents come home, you're like,
more fun.
Parents come home, you're like, kids sit on the couch, you're upstairs going pew 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 pew.
Yeah, you gotta bring more rock soldiers from Dimension X.
Oh man,
I remember some of those later vehicles being crazy too. Like I got it's like a turtle monster truck, but like the cab was like a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
Never saw it in the cartoon. Never saw it in a comic book. Like they got crazy at the end of that.
That must have been later in the line. I was out. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, the top was like red, white, and blue. I'll have to see. My parents kept all of my turtle stuff, so like when my kids go over there, they drag it all out.
Bring it on. Yeah, bring it to a hangout. We'll go through it with you. Unbox.
Well, I'm surprised you
Box of
haven't grabbed all
memories.
that back up.
I need to. I just, I got to figure out where I'm going to put it.
Yeah.
I see a big shelf above your head. Looks like you already got some turtles
Here?
up there. Just add to it. No,
Oh,
behind you.
yeah. No, there's not a shelf up. It's probably just a shadow, but yeah, they're just pinned up there.
Just
Oh, okay.
pile them next to your Joe's.
My some of my turtles, they're like some of the only original things that I still have from being a kid too.
Yeah.
I sold a lot of them though, like NJCC and otherwise, like the beat up ones though.
Mm-hmm.
But Bebop, Rocksteady, the Turtles, like Baxter, Triceraton, I have a bunch of them that were my originals, and I never, wasn't getting rid of those. They look nice. Like I didn't beat them up that.
Do you have any of the squishy heads?
The squishy head on the Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah,
but not the Turtles.
Was that the rare one? I've heard people.
They were the first run heads.
Yeah.
And then they went to the harder heads. So the squishy ones, like the Bebop and Rocksteady heads, I think they're about the same size. Like you wouldn't know unless you're squishing them, but the turtle heads are definitely bigger.
There was a kid who died choking specifically on a turtle head, and that's why they switched them.
Huh.
Like there was I still remember my parents, like my mom came in my room and she's like, there's a kid who just died chewing on one of these. Do you have any? And she's like digging through them and she found them and she took them away from us for a long time. Same thing with He-Man. The early He-Man stuff had a
they had the soft heads.
Too. Yeah.
That's so dumb. I'm sorry, but if you do that, you deserve it. I'm sorry. I have no sympathy for that.
It's just Darwin sorting itself out, right?
I'm telling you. Sorry. Don't chew your action figures. God damn.
Let me see if I can find that article.
Well, Tyler, I'm glad you were smart enough not to put a toy in your mouth.
Yeah, thanks for not eating things.
Now we got jumping around and everything, but Wolfie, how was your week?
Oh yeah, good call.
Oh gosh, not a pretty good week. I went to a toy show with Mr. Logan at Camden, Ohio, I think. I've never heard of it. Small cow town. Decent show. There's some good things there. A lot of old school Hot Wheel cars or metal cars, whatever. But there's a good selection of stuff. I brought home a nunchuck, I think, from Joe Line. Nothing else really there. There was one guy, he had some old school third party stuff. I'm talking the very beginning. All the old
Fans Project stuff.
Some Fans Project stuff, the old Bag Cube. Things I haven't seen in a long time.
I miss Bag Cube.
Old X-Trans bots. Yeah, Bag Cube wasn't bad. They were okay for what they were. I would have preferred a little bit more paint on them, but
I think it's third party nostalgia for me.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that's when I can't remember if it was 2017 or 2019 TFCon in Reston. That's when I really started getting into third party. I didn't know really it existed. I knew about Planet X, but I didn't equate that to third party. Because I don't think anyone else was. I mean, you got some of the mainline stuff, but anyway. And I remember coming back and that's what it was 2 or 3 Bad Cube figures. It was the Sunstreaker, the Trailbreaker, and somebody else. Can't remember who.
He had that figure there too. I remember I had that before the official came out. That was a good little figure too. I'd still have that if they didn't put it in the official.
I still got the Chip Chase. I mean, I still got the figure. I still got Chip Chase. Ironically enough, his legs keep falling off. I know. You can't make it up. You cannot make it up.
Well, it's Chip. What's he missing, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Planet X too, that was
first
third party thing I bought.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
They did the Kalis, the swoop.
I don't remember that one offhand. But what else? Dragonfly came in on Monday. Been loving that thing. That thing's a beautiful thing. Just looks great. Definitely worth the price of admission. Love all the little effects on there. Tyler, you'll love it too when you get it. Well, that was a weird one though, because they had the label made for a week, and there was no movement, and all of a sudden it's out for delivery. I don't know. That seemed to be a big thing going around. A lot of people experienced that, where they just got a last minute, oh, it's coming. today, so I don't know. Luckily, I was home that day. I could sign for it because you need a signature.
Yeah.
What was it? Who was it? Ricky? He didn't have to sign for his.
He was there.
No, he didn't have to sign for it, apparently.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Took the day off from work and everything.
Yeah, his FedEx guy didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's just Ricky luck.
But yeah, it's cool. Definitely cool. I love it. I got my
It's
first.
all right. If I was gonna say if he wasn't home and the FedEx guy left it, Eric would probably go snatched up and mess with him.
Oh, other Eric B.
The other Eric.
You missed an opportunity.
I know, right? That'd be awesome.
Got my first and probably only Legends figure. Getting this for the that Magic Square Soundwave, or not Soundwave, Bruticus they're putting out.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give him this nice little thing. The legs were a big pain in the ass to put together. I had trouble with that.
Looks good for
It's not bad. It's fun. I'm definitely not gonna like trade all my masterpiece for Legends, but it's fun. Fun little thing.
And I can't remember if it was someone in our group or not was asking about what the difference between the original release and that release is. If you look on the handle, what would be the legs? I think there's peg holes in it. Yeah, so for those that don't know the difference between the original, which will not fit in the hands, and that release is there's peg holes in the handle.
Yeah, it's cool though. I can see why you guys like this shit so much. What else? That's kind of it. It's kind of been my week. So what's going on, Tyler? You want to show us some stuff? You been working on some stuff over there in Utah.
I have been. I got a few new things in the pipeline, and then a couple of one-offs. We didn't do full production, but some stuff that we can still make pretty easy if anybody's interested. And then I kind of mentioned it earlier. I think Gort's got a picture of it, but we redid the Hooded Cobra Commander head. So I think a lot more people now that they have that classified. The what do they call this? Is it just a classic card back one?
Mm-hmm.
I think now that a lot of people have that in hand, and we can match the blue for them. So we had like I said, a lot of requests. So we brought that one back as well.
That's cool. I finally got the original Cobra Commander they put out the first time around, that dark blue one.
Navy.
Yeah, I finally got one. It has the head on you guys made for me. It looks good. I finally got around to doing that.
Okay, I'll pull up your pictures here. But I got all of them, so we can do a little recap also.
Sure.
All right, show and tell. Here we go.
Yeah, so in the interest of always trying to improve our product if there's an issue. So we sold quite a few of that first wave of Joe stands. Had some people hit us up about some other, I guess less eccentric is probably the best way to put it. So we did a stand that kind of more in line matches like what you would get like on a classic card back, right? Mm-hmm. And then we inverted the logo so they actually sit inside. That was some feedback we got from a couple people was because we had the logos raised. You had to twist the feet out too far on some of them. And then that's I think that's actually a photo of your replacements, Wolf.
Oh, nice.
And a little smoother design, still can do multicolor on them just to kind of make them pop a little bit more than just like the solid black ones that the classics come with.
And then you got this bigger one. What's the intended character here? Like something like the Nemesis?
Like a Nemesis, yeah, like a larger figure. That stands probably almost double the size of the ones that come with the classic. Or like if you want to do like a nicer display, like maybe you're going to throw up that black and gold Cobra Commander, right? Or maybe you want to feature your classic card back, whatever. But it's just a larger kind of decorative piece. That's kind of a callback to the Sideshow, like 1/6 Joe's. I guess came with a stand similar to that, and we had a customer hit us up and say, "Hey, do you think you could do something like this for 1/12 scale?" So pretty cool. Little bit like I said, a little bit larger than the bum. I don't know if you'd want to do a whole collection in those, but if you have a few or only want to display a few and really make them pop, those things are great.
Could you put the Serpentor in his glider on there? Would that like be a cool thing?
We'd have to come up with some sort of an arm, I guess, to raise it.
Yeah,
So it looks like he's kind of flying.
I'd be into that. Just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
I like this piece.
I like that.
I do too. Simple. I think we were just on a hangout one night, and I think it was EE was talking about needing stuff for dios or locker room stuff. So those ones will hold rifles like along the top.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I have one right here. I'll show you. So the rifles kind of go along the top, and then that bottom logo actually slides out. So it's got like a drawer, so you could store.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Do you have rifles you can throw into it? Like, does it work with like various sizes? I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I have a rifle laying around somewhere?
If you don't, that's okay.
Yeah, but it's pretty good size. Like, I mean, outside of maybe roadblocks guns, everything else would fit in there.
Nice. I like the you put the little hole in the back so you can push the box out. That's very forward thinking.
This wasn't the first version.
Hang on. Pull that back up. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so this is something again, kind of storage purpose. I guess I should have probably included a photo of like the actual lockers. I don't have one here, but those trays are kind of designed to slide in them. That one's specifically for scrap iron. So those are the missiles that come with the figure. And then those machine guns, there you go. That's a picture of one of the lockers, and they'll stack and kind of layer in there. And then those machine guns are 3D printed and will fit into the drone that it comes with.
Are these lockers the same size as the other ones that you did for like storage boxes?
Yep, same. It's the same
Okay.
shell.
Just different insert. Nice.
Yeah, and I got a couple other inserts. We did a classic Firefly, and a few others. So I can't think of them off the top of my head. I don't remember what this was originally called as a toy.
The MMS.
Yeah, MMS. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, so just with the vamp coming out, wanted something to kind of tow behind. Something to compete against the his tank with. It's kind of a callback to that original toy, which I personally like it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I remember you were trying to figure out color patterns for the missiles with the striping, and I think that this ends up looking really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we did a set with where it's yellow on the missile. It was red. It looked pretty sharp too. But
Yeah.
I like the yellow. There's red on the base of it anyway. So.
Yeah.
So that is the Hasbro Stinger, and then it's just got the G1 kind of wheel upgrades on it to make it look more like the original toy.
Are they larger wheels too?
Yeah, they're a little bit larger and they're studded, so more like the classic toy. They're not that kind of smooth look.
So it's the tire and the
rim, like the whole.
too.
Yep, and they just snap on and off the peg, so like there's no adapters or anything needed.
Okay.
Same thing, just for the vamp. So we did some green ones, and we did some silver ones. Look really good on it too. So, and then those tires are actually what did I just forget that type of plastic? TPC. So it's actually like a rubber material. It's not like a hard plastic.
Looks good.
Yep. So there's the Cobra
Legion
Commander.
needs.
Yeah, that was a really cool project. Mickey and I worked on the design, so shout out to Brave. And then it was almost perfect timing. So this came around when COVID was shut down. So I knew JD was an excellent artist. He was stuck at home, so hit him up, and he painted. I mean, he's probably painted 100 or 150 of these that have gone literally all out across the world. We shipped a couple to Asia and we shipped a couple to Europe. It was pretty
Look
cool.
at you going international.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's the small logo, and then we did the large like comic logo too, which I think looks really dope on that dark blue Cobra Commander you just got.
Like a Cobra coming down the
Yeah.
through the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite Cobra Commander like Joe covers. Like he's got the black trench coat on with that mask, and he's like holding like a Tommy gun.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, so this is something that I'm toying about putting out. I'm kind of torn. I'd like to hear your guys' opinions and anybody in the chat too. So um, I'm working with a designer. He's out of the Philippines, so he was doing stuff like this in 1/18 scale, and he saw some of the stuff that we'd been doing, and hit me up and asked me if I would be interested in doing like manufacturing and then mailing them stateside. Just cost of getting it from Asia to here, like kind of sinks his any little profit that he has in it. So he's looking for a partner. And I'm kind of torn. Like I like the idea of a new design. A lot of people say they like it, but they don't feel they need it just because it doesn't harken back to anything, OG or GG1. What's your guys' opinion? Like, do you need it to connect back, or like something like this, like GI Joe or what Valaverse is doing? Does it just have to be cool? I guess
It's a good comparison to Vala with like his vehicle in like the same context. Like a new design. Because I can tell you right now, like I think it looks cool, but I don't feel pulled by it personally.
Yeah, I think a lot of it falls on nostalgia stuff. Because I mean, if you're going, I don't know what price range you're looking at, but I mean, clearly, like people are willing to shell out a lot of money for the Hiss, the Dragonfly, stuff like that. But I think you got to be careful with something like this that doesn't fall into that. Because like I'm a casual GI Joe collector. Like I love the toys as a kid. And like the toys that meant something to me as a kid, I've went back and rebought, and because I feel like the almost like it's kind of like the toys are just, or the vehicles are just as much as the character is, and sometimes, but if it doesn't pull at me, I'm gonna be like, I don't need it. It doesn't, like I don't get that connection, and I think that's a lot of what with the big money stuff. That's what's pulling people in, is like it's that nostalgia, that feels. But
see, Brian
I
might
think
be
it looks
right.
good.
You got to get like a white suit, Bobby Vala figure to throw in with this thing. You got to trick them into it. But I think he's right.
I think for me, I do think it looks great. I like how you have the skis, or I guess call them skis, and the tires they move underneath and all that. I think that's cool. I would be interested. It's kind of that thing, like Joe vehicles. I mean, we're at 12 scale vehicles. They take up a little bit more space than we're used to in our collections. It'd be like, well, all right, if I just do this one, would that be enough? Or what if he does another one and I think is cool? Like, I don't know. I gotta think of space as an option. And yeah, I kind of leaning towards Joe a little bit with it's kind of got to mean something.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, this is good. I do like this. I like the design you made. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think one thing, and I can't tell how the back is or whatever, but I think it's, if you have a vehicle where you can load on more than one Joe, I think that helps too, because then it becomes not just a display on its own, like it's to be in the display. It also then becomes a display in your display.
Right.
Is there a spot on the back for a Joe there with the cannon?
Yeah.
Always is, yeah.
Oh
Yeah. So I actually have one handy, so it's here.
Let me pull you up.
Yeah, so it's I would say it's probably adequate scale with like a vamp size wise. It's probably a little taller, but like lengthwise, it's probably about the same.
Just you holding it, and I mean, we see it next to the figure there, but it looks like twice the size now.
yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. So so the back is empty. It's got
whoa! I see that gun doesn't have ratchets. I'm out.
Test shot. So yeah, it's got a bed, and then it's actually got like a functioning tailgate too. So it just comes out.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like the treads move. I don't know if you guys can see that. But the other cool thing that this thing does is that it's modular. So like if you wanted to swap out the weapons, right? So like the kind of classic vamp gun could come off. I have to reprint part of this, but it actually has like a missile system that you could swap out with it. That kind of looks pretty cool. But these tank treads on the back actually can pop off, and then you can put another tire assembly on it too. So like if you wanted to do like a dune buggy kind of version of it as well.
Okay.
So. But the fact that like I didn't not in the profile shots, but I can see that that's like the toy gun there for the vamp. That would be that's like a bonus kind of like marketing thing, because hey, if you get this, you can also, if you don't want this gun, it comes with, like you just showed, you have the missiles, and then you can put that one on your vamp if you so desire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
just a little bonus.
It's and it's kind of designed so you could, like, once you buy like that kind of shell, that you could come out with different loadouts or sets and kind of make it super playable. So you want to do all
that I like.
You want to do all treads, like a crawler of some sort,
because you could put that up for order with that option. Like, here's the base model, but you can also get it with the tires in addition, or with the thing. Doesn't necessarily come base price, but or you have the option to get them instead. Like, choose like A through D or whatever loadout that you want. I don't know. I think that's worth. Because if you print it out and like you show that with the extra tires and the rack, like take the pictures. I think Brian's right. Do it with the Valaverse figure. Like, throw it up everywhere. And
I was gonna say, I don't have a Valaverse figure, and I don't plan on buying any. So if somebody wants to send me one, so I can take some photos with it, I'll send you back your figure, and I'll let you choose something out of the shop. But
yeah.
And then the other thing is, I think I might, like, the white's cool for like a snow loadout. I think I'll probably print one in like the green kind of camo, or like a black, just to kind of show some different looks, different configurations with different colors as well. So I don't know.
It's definitely a cool design. I like what you did there.
I think I'd like to see that design in like a tan, like a desert color.
Ooh, that'd look good.
Work. With the tires, of course, not the treads.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what like is on the drawing board right now. So one is a tan, like in like a dune buggy colorway.
Yeah.
One, we were going to do that same one, same configuration, but we were going to do like treads in the front, wheels in the back, kind of a different look, and then do it black and red and add the missiles, so it's like a hiss light kind of a look.
All right.
And then we were going to do one in dark blue, like in a different configuration for Cobra. And then we were going to do like an all green with like double tank treads on it, kind of make it look like like a crawler of some sort. So
yeah, and then in that one you could also sell it to people that are coming up in the weddings and whatnot for like a hiss and hearse. Yeah, possible.
Some mini cake topper version.
Yep.
You crush the cake with that thing.
You got Eric to sigh.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
Is your hemorrhoids acting up again?
And then it's funny, like as we're sitting here talking, now I'm thinking I want to do one in like a triple T colorway, like with green treads, white body, green and black interior. I don't know.
It's a good idea.
I like it. I definitely like it. But anyway, you can find all this, of course, on 3D_printing_forge on Instagram. Hit them up. Follow them if you're already not. We know you already are. So hit them up. Buy some cool stuff. Help the man out. Remember, it helps fund the show. So do us a favor, too. But we do have a topic tonight. Joe, tell the people what our topic is tonight, bud.
So we've actually got two. So which one do you want me to start with? So
Let's do upgrade kits.
All right, upgrade kits. So, this kind of goes in with one of the reasons that we had asked Tyler on is with the 3D printing aspect is, companies are out here making upgrade kits, replacement kits, filler kits, things to fix things that the companies that put out products that maybe, a lot of us kind of feel like they should have done to begin with, to, supplement our collection, or to, just like the vehicle that Tyler showed, the thing that, hey, you could add this thing that's 3D printed that can enhance your collection. Or like with something like this, and I'll give him a shout out. The dude I've ordered from him before is super nice, but like non-F, so I've got the non-F kit for Windsweeper here, to make this character more of what it was, because Hasbro said, hey, we're basically going to reuse the needle nose mold, and instead of giving you the target, the gimmick, which was these were trigger cons. The idea is you push a button, it shoots, the weapons come over the shoulder or under the wings or whatever. We're just going to give you some repainted target masters, and you can just use them.
Joe, I'm gonna throw you up there if you can hold it up.
Yeah. So, sorry, getting the glare on that chest piece, but the
that's what she said.
I know, right? But the non-F part replaces the standard target master it came with it, gives it a new chest piece, and this is actually two pieces here. One is here, which has a tab and then goes into the slot for the gun, so that you can now do the whole gimmick of it swings in and swings out, and then when you transform this up under the wings, I'm not gonna go into the whole transformation here, but it'll kind of look to a degree like that. And then same thing, you can swing it. So I mean, I think it's one of those things of like the community's done really good about seeing a need, ironically enough, feel a need kind of situation with the filler kits and replacement stuff. But so it's one of those things of what are our thoughts on that, and then at what point does how much more effort do we think could have been made into putting into things that should have been done to begin with,
and that would lead right into like the pictures here.
Yep.
And this is an upgrade kit for what is it? Legacy, I guess, is the current line for Sludge.
It's the Studio Series Sludge.
Okay.
Yep. So like with some of the Dinobots, you got either like Sludge, I believe you got his missile launcher, but you didn't get his gun. You didn't get a sword. So this covers that. It adds. You got the missile launcher with the missile there. It comes with the gun. You get two sword options. You don't get both. But when you get these, you can actually customize. Do I want the red sword or do I want the orange sword? Those kinds of things. And then the feet part, if I remember right on this one, when you replace them in Dino mode, you had this big, ugly, gaping hole underneath. And again, depends on how you're displaying it, whether you really notice it, but that fills in that hole pretty well.
Makes it solid.
Yeah. So I mean, like some of that stuff looks good, and then like the Grimlock, for example. I mean, these are what $55 figures, I think.
Yeah, about that.
Shit, that where we're at now with these things.
Yeah, the leader class is unforgiving.
Yeah. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Like they look good. Like these are the toys like I wish I had as a kid, and kind of how I imagined them as a kid. But Grimlock, for example, in his transformation mode, the hands go right into what would be the forearms, and so in bot mode, you have these huge. When he goes like this, you have this big gaping hole right here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, but for a $55 figure, in my opinion, that's unacceptable.
Some of the nice kits I remember for the Grimlock when he came out were teeth for the dino head, because the front of the mouth doesn't have teeth, and it does look a little strange.
Yep.
There's no reason for them to have done it that way either.
Yeah. So,
and I had slides in here. This is, I know, another kit just like what you had there.
Yep, that's the one for Ruckus, another trigger bot, where like his guns, you can actually see them in that poster or in that picture right underneath those. Like they're tiny little jokes of a gun, that come up over his shoulders. And these are more reminiscent of what it would actually look like if you took that figure and kind of upscaled it versus those tiny little things.
And then continue with Nanaf, because he's done the Transformers for a long time now, but he started doing Joe and other things. There was I don't have a slide for it, but he did have on display at TFCon a kit for the Mattel Jurassic Park stuff to do Dino Riders, which I thought looked cool. It didn't.
I saw that.
Wait,
Yeah,
That's a cool idea.
It's not a bad idea. It didn't fully capture me, but it's because he did.
You're a purist.
No. I feel like it's something that can't be continued because the scientifically accurate dinosaurs now, like the carnivores, the predators, they're not going to look right with any of that armor on them when they're not like big giant tail dragging designs.
No.
The Triceratops, that's like doing the absolute easiest kit you could possibly do. So to me, it's a good idea and it's well intentioned, but I feel like that's how you actually sucker people in, and then they might want to buy more from you. But you're gonna have a hard time, I think, making some of those. I could be wrong, but we'll see. But I do like what he did here, like the little baby vehicles,
swamp skiers.
Yeah,
and he's also doing we saw prototype samples of his thing for standby. What was it? But like was it Bludgeon?
maybe.
So, yeah, it was Bludgeon. So this figure, I don't know if you want to make me big or not, but
yeah, give me a sec.
Gotcha. All right, so this figure right here, Bludgeon, he's actually making a kit that you can attach on his armor and then take off, and he's the little robot that would be like inside the shell, the little tank. So I mean, that was pretty cool that he's doing that stuff. So I mean, I think it's neat that these kinds of people are out here like Tyler and whatnot that are doing these things to enhance the playability, to add more to it. And for out here for filling in these like again the gaps and the holes. But my thoughts are, how much more effort is it going to take for Hasbro to fill in, or any company, but and to fill in these obvious gaps. I mean, to me, gaps in the back, I don't care, but gaps in the forearm, any kind of weapon pose you're going to do, that's kind of unacceptable. Upper thigh,
And then you have like the literal gaps, but this being, say, a collection gap with a vehicle, just the same. but that's what I like, is that you have that variety with add-on kits or just upgrades. Like the people that are like willing to produce, like it's really the exact same avenue of what you're doing, Tyler, with stands and even just that control post that you have for the MMS. I mean, you do that in black, and you have it for the other one too that Hasbro did. But I think that's a really great addition. Just extra like world building things or things for a diorama or the display, things that are going to enhance what you've already bought. This right here, this is something that's a full kit. But I like all the add-on type of things, like that whole game. And it's just nice. Like sometimes you just don't know what you're going to get, like where that creativity kind of comes in, like the new vehicle that you're showing off. I appreciate that people like even want to do that for us a lot of the time. And then moving into Gridiron here.
Well,
they've done a whole different. They're on a different level right now.
Yeah, see, I think for me, Gridiron's not necessarily need. It's it's an enhancement.
It depends on what it is. Like I think for some of the Joe loadouts that they have, that can be a need. Something like this or this, like these are for the Vamp, where it's just another tire option, and you have yours too, Tyler. But it's, do you need it? No. This is purely the want. Like, but here's like an example of throwing on some of those add-ons where you have the pieces along the side there of the vehicle, and you have like the whole turret upgraded in the back there. And I'm expecting that's their cage system too.
Somebody needs to put Exhibit in the corner of this. Like
yo dog, are you like a turd on your turret?
It's what Gridiron is. They are Exhibit of the collecting world. Let me
Yeah.
pin for a ride.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is no longer a vamp. That's a whole new vehicle right there.
That's a kill-dozer is what that is. Shout
But
out
it's
if anybody
exactly
gets
like
that reference.
I think there are kits like, Wolfie, you bring it up, like the need and the want. I think sometimes there are things you kind of need. The Perfect Effect years ago with the Combiner Wars, they made something you needed to have that stuff if you didn't want your junk combiner to be the biggest pile of junk. You wanted it to be less junk.
Yeah.
And have like real feet and hands. And it was genius at the time.
I think
But
that
this is want. This is not need.
I think for a lot of us, like that, like to me, that was my first introduction to third party was the upgrade kits, like way before the figures, and they were 3D printed and they were absolutely terrible. But but I mean, like that. I mean, to me, they've been in hand for a lot of years. But like, this is just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Thanks to Brian.
Read what Esteban said.
LEDs, yeah. I was gonna say thanks, Brian Brink, for sending in your photos of your vamp. I think
that is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's his vamp.
Well,
no,
I think
this is off the Gridiron site, but he's just being funny.
I think hasn't Brink bought every single one of their upgrades?
He's probably bought two.
I want to say yes. Brink, I think you're here. You can answer it. That's pretty cool.
How many?
I was about to say this is really stupid.
I think this is awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
Awesome, terrible.
The gun placement makes it a little awkward, but I mean, I like the concept.
It's a bit of a cock gun there.
Yeah,
a bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's my rifle. This is my gun.
But I like. Shooting. I mean, as a piece of equipment, I think it's like it's neat that you can go land, and then when crap gets hard, you can just jetpack up over it.
Yeah, and I had read too that they're going to be doing a set of arms for this one too.
Yeah, jeez.
Look, if you're not, I guess if you don't want to buy a flight stand or figure one out, like the adapters that Tyler can print for you, if you have your Fortnite stand, you can have it walk around. I thought about doing this for the.
I like it. I'm not gonna lie.
This looks like
the Python Patrol potentially.
This looks like something out of Robot Chicken, is what this looks like.
Well, it literally looks like a robot chicken.
Mm.
But this is the kit without the bubble. I think it's a smart one.
I like it.
I think that because
I do like.
There's an interesting thing, like you have the attempt there, Tyler. Like I think you have potential for creating a new vehicle with what you're doing, and especially the different combinations. But just the same, like you have add-on, like what does an existing vehicle need? And there's all the different turret options that you can't readily get, like the rockets, for example, like the V2 vamp, which I know that's floating around. But stuff like this is just brand new. Like I don't know. I like this.
So is what you're telling me is you want me to develop a set of legs
for the vamp?
For the vamp,
yeah. For the dragonfly.
Yeah, I need my vamp to go full Imperial Walker.
Make a Transformer vamp. That's like, jeez.
Oh, please no. God, that's one crossover that.
But this is all I had for just some examples of current add-on kits. But I really like the idea of what you can get with a lot of them, and I've bought a fair share of them, especially for Transformers, in the past.
The Bumblebee arm fillers,
and there's untapped things in some cases. I can't believe that there are not hands, like sets of hands, posing hands, readily available for Black Series or Joe's or other stuff. Yeah. That's what people need to do. Do them in all the skin colors or whatever you got to do. Like there is only a couple shades used on a lot of the Hasbro product. Get it done. People buy that.
The problem is simple idea, but it's so good.
It's complex, and this is why I think no one's done it. If you yank the hands off, go pick 5 Black Series figures. Your Han, Han, Luke, Lando, everybody. They all have different pegs for their hands. Marvel Legends is kind of the same way. They seem to have more universal.
Oh, okay.
There's only like 7 bodies,
That's G.I. Joe's. The pegs and the feet are like 4 or 5 different sizes. It's crazy.
feel free to make your additional jokes, but there's the long, skinny ones, and there's the short, fat ones, and there's all kinds, all shapes and sizes for hands.
And they're all special.
Yeah.
But
So
Yeah,
I
my
just I actually just put a kit together. If you saw on my post, I got the ARC a few weeks ago,
Nice.
and I got the DNA design DNA, whatever they're called. I actually do like those guys, but I got the fillers for the side.
yep.
Where point out the fillers? I have no idea
Hold on, this
what
is
the kit is or
awkward.
what it's fixing.
This,
That whole length?
Yep.
yeah,
Wow.
Does it come off easy? Like what does
yeah.
it look
It
like?
just like you just slot it in. It's not even.
But
like
is it
locked
just
in.
like open or
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
like
mean-
it's a big hole in there. That's where the
Okay.
the leg kind of collapses into the thigh.
okay?
So that's a thigh behind that panel.
You're just smoothing out the ship then.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
comes with this
All
this
right.
little one right here. This will connect to this in the leg mode, and
Yeah.
then the back of that little tower, that was just gappy, so they put this little piece in there,
hmm
and then
So, are you able to leave those on while transforming, or do you have to take them off to transform it?
these you got to take off,
Uh-huh.
and then there was two gaps. They put these two guns in,
hmm
but and then it also came with a set of hands that replaced these ones. Speaking of articulated, articulated hands. Like the kit gave them like individual moving fingers. Like this, just I don't even know what the point of this was. Like all it does is the thumb goes like this, and like it's not even. This is dumb. I don't know. It's just not going to grab anything. It's just a stupid little hand thing. I don't even know why they bothered with it.
I think probably because they anticipated people leaving it in arc mode.
Yeah, like me, that's
What kinda-
that is what I'm going to do. So
I mean, I didn't even install the hands on my kit.
Well, what kind of hand did that's the one from the add-on?
yeah, this is the
Okay.
no, this is the one.
Or from the
the
actual?
stock
Okay.
stock hand. The other
Yeah, you can
hand
tell
I
it's the
installed
stock
had
one
the
because of the
fingers.
holes in it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm with Joe. Like that, these gaps in particular. This bugged me. Like this,
Yeah,
just
'cause-
like they couldn't have made something that just like can open up and you can open the legs up and then closes. Like I don't understand that.
That gap back there is what, probably about an inch or two deep, and at its deepest.
What this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
it's not
noticeable.
an insignificant gap.
No, I mean you could see the leg joint and everything. It's
Yeah.
just it's not a great thing. I don't know why they couldn't have done that. And what else did I just buy? I bought the Titan Megatron Metroplex. Metroplex just came with a figure. That was just the base. There were no
Yep.
weapons. I had to buy this. Got his gun and the
Mm-hmm.
sword, and then I got. He didn't come with the cog and that little robots the two. You know what I'm talking about, right? That little robot that you put together
Yes.
like that. Didn't
Yeah,
come with
Stanford
that, so I
Six
could.
gun.
Yeah, I got to track that down. There's two other upgrade kits I got that give them, ankle articulation and just the hip guns that didn't come with that. I mean, they left so much.
About Fort Max.
Yeah, Fort Max. What did I
Okay.
say? I said
Metroplex.
Metroplex.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Fort Max. I bought the Fort Max, not the Metroplex. Apologies, everyone. But
I don't remember Metroplex with a sword.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, use your imagination. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah. You be careful. You start making too many screw ups, they're going to demote you from captain back to lieutenant.
Yeah, that's whatever. Let the team try. But no, they left a lot of the features off. They left the original G1 toy had it. It just came with the Fort Max figure. There was no gun. I shouldn't have to buy guns. I mean, give him the damn gun. The gun was on the box. They showed him holding the gun on the box.
Did they really?
Yeah, and they didn't give him a fucking gun. Give him the goddamn gun.
That's great.
Just what is this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is kind of where I watched Bobby's review of what is essentially the chug line, the main line, missing link. Prime. It's just the cab, no trailer. Comes with two guns and these Energon axe and a light blue, clearish plastic mace. But even on that figure, inside of the thighs are hollow. I'm like, that is Optimus Prime is your bread and butter. You're trying to make for the people that didn't want to go in and spend what was it, 120 on the missing link for the full trailer and everything. This is going to be, I don't know what the price is on it. I'm going to assume $35 ish. I'm going to assume it's bigger than the Deluxe. But I mean, it was smaller than an MP car, like lengthwise. But even on that, the inner thighs, had holes in them. I'm like, to me, that is unacceptable. That is Optimus Prime is the character of Transformers. You think of Transformers, I guarantee you, almost everyone thinks of Prime. That's who it is. But yet you've got holes and gaps in this. What's the word I'm looking for here? Your main character, your main icon, flagship. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
Icon.
And I'm like, if you can't put love into him, you're clearly not going to put love into anything else. Like, I can deal with if you got gaps like these. I can deal with that. I don't. That's the back of my display. Cool. But if I want any kind of action pose, I've got gaps here in the thigh. That's the inside of the thigh and the forearm.
And a lot of the time, the way that they're designed, I'm not sure why they don't put it on the bottom of the arm or the back of the thigh, because they'll put it on the inner thigh.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need to be that way.
Yeah, it just
I feel like hide it a little better. I mean,
yeah, like I've went on eBay and spent I don't know how much on just like filler pieces for forearm. And again, it's because my figures aren't just like this; they're in some kind of action pose.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it's nitpicky, and I'm sure it's just one of those things of like, well, you're a 40-some-year-old man child, blah blah blah. But again, it's my money that I'm dumping into this. How much of your product is being aimed at us? I'm willing to pay that extra $1 or $2 to get these gaps filled or whatever. But sometimes I have a hard time looking at something going, it looks good until you move the arms 90 degrees or 45 degrees. It just seems like it's we'll just have the collectors find someone to fix this for them. So,
yeah, I mean, the higher you start getting with these prices, like you said, that the leader class is what, $55 now.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like,
and Grimlock's got a huge gap in his arm.
Yeah, you see that stuff. It's definitely like, what the fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like,
What's Swoop too? Swoop's got a big gaps in his forearms. At least with who was it? Was it New Age with their Grimlock when people were like, hey, the inside of the legs all showy and whatever. They at least gave you covers. Yeah, you got to take the covers off to transform it, but if you got it in robot mode, it looks good. I'm not saying that Hasbro needs to include fix pieces with other figures, but I do, Scott. I got Legends, Chug, and Mainline.
Unless you buy that version 1 Bumblebee.
Which one? Was
I had gap fillers, I still do.
Yeah.
Back,
That Masterpiece, that was inexcusable.
Yeah.
That one really hurt me. Hurt my feelings.
And that was a nice one. I can't remember the guy's name. I got it on the TFW forums.
I got the same guy. Yeah.
Yeah, 3D printed, and it was it was like sanded and painted, and it was color matched, and it was very nice.
Yeah, and you could, they were beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's Logan, I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying, but to be honest with you, my collection's getting close to done. I mean, G1 stuff, I've got 87 down. I've got everything. It's my MP. When I went to MP, I was like, hey, I'm doing season 1. That's it, because that as a kid, that's all I knew. I knew the movie and I knew season 1. Like it was never around here on TV, and my local video store had the first handful of episodes from season 1. So I was like, I'm doing season 1, and then I'm doing cherry pick. So I mean, that's why I got the combiners and some other stuff. But I know what you're saying there, Logan. So, but yeah, I mean, it's not like, I know what I'm saying seems like I'm coming off bashing, but then that's not really what it is. It's just like, I think it's great that we as a community have people out here like Tyler that are, hey, let's add to your display. Let's add to your enjoyment. I think that's cool that we have that aspect of things that we can do. And people are creative enough, whatever, that we can do that we've got people in our community that like, oh Lord, who's the ones that are doing like the catapult, and they've done like the octopus from the movie, like the metal octopus, stuff like that. Those kinds of things that add to it. I think that's freaking awesome.
That guy comes to our local shows. I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah.
That's bothering me.
Yeah. But it's like, it's that kind of love and passion for the product, of what you grew up with. Now you're making something for that, and your product is now part of the lore, part of the display in someone's collection, And then when it comes to the mainline stuff, I just think, there can be a little bit more love put into this, which I know love doesn't mean crap when it's a corporation. It's all about the dollars and cents. But, on the flip side, if I'm paying $55 or something, I got Snarl here because I was going to show, like, I got the kit for him for his gun. But, if I'm paying $55 or something, I know this is not like Grimlock. This is all hollow. That to me is unacceptable. Like if it was, I'd be more or less okay if it was down here on the Grimlock.
Yeah, but and that's where you're really not seeing it in either mode too.
Yeah. I think maybe some of that stuff can be taken into account, but like, they gave Snarl a sword. So non-F, hey, here's a gun. Cool. Sweet.
I'll tell you, as somebody who makes this stuff, like that's always my favorite is seeing it in other people's collections. Like it's a cool feel, or even like when I'm scrolling through Instagram and like I don't even know who they are. And it's like, hey, I know that. Like it's kind of a really cool feeling to be able to, help people fill out and expand their collections.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely glad for these guys who, again, give me just a simple gun that they could have thrown in there. I don't get it.
Yeah,
don't
but,
get it.
But yeah, I think it's neat. I think it adds something to it too. Like again, he got the sword, but you throw that gun on there, it just adds something to it. And I'm grateful for the ones that do that. So I think it's cool. And that's one of the reasons we asked Tyler. It's like, hey, let's get Tyler on here since he does the printing and the things like that.
Yeah, I agree. Like my stands, I think that's a good upgrade kit. Oh, got a visitor.
Huh?
Daddy's being a star. Leave him alone.
Is that Crystal?
My wife's like, you guys are still going? Yes, we're still going.
All night long, baby Tar, all night long.
All night long. Sorry.
Yeah, the Realmhattan train doesn't stop for no one.
Well, we're at almost an hour and a half. You just want to wrap it up now? Anything else you want to add to any of this?
Like we had more planned, but we could save it.
Yeah, we could save it.
Hey, you leave them wanting more.
Yeah. Leave you guys wanting more. Any updates on the fight? Out of curiosity, is it over?
The guy that's still standing won. That's all I know.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, the team with most points won. Yeah.
Go sports ball.
Yeah. Yeah, sports.
All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up here. Good talk tonight, guys. And Tyler, thanks for joining us. Thanks for filling in the spot.
Yeah,
Prime,
appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
Hope you're feeling better, bud. Miss you as always, and I do mean that. I'm not just saying that to be a dick. So let's just go around. Where can we find you, Tyler? Where can people find you at, bud?
Yeah, so if you're interested in anything you've seen tonight, or if you got a crazy idea, let us help you pull it off. You can find us on Instagram at 3D_printing_forge.
Gort?
I'm right here.
It's right here.
This is the only place you find me.
Joe with a K.
Yeah. I'm in the realm. If you're watching this, chances are you're in the realm. You know where to find me there. But yeah, really, that's about it.
We're not doing an after hangout, are we, Gort?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Yeah, no after hangout tonight, but we'll be back next week with real hangout broadcasted. So come on, join us. Talk some shit. Bring some cool toys to open. It is what it is. And you can find me on Eric Von Wolfenstein on all your social media needs. You can also find me in Fort Mills, South Carolina, doing a personal appearance. Check me out there.
Hey, I know where that's at. I stop there at that love station and gas up when I go to Disney World.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything else worth seeing?
I don't think so.
Got a good Denny's, maybe?
I'm sorry?
Got a good Denny's?
Dude, I haven't
There's
had
no
Denny's
such
in a
thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know. I can't remember if it was on 26 or 95 at that point, but there is a large adult superstore down there. You cannot miss the sign from the interstate, so be sure to check that out. I've never been in, so be sure to take pictures. And when we do the collection,
Yeah, he'll be able to get a whole different kind of breakfast sausage there.
Yikes.
Hi-yo!
down Wolfie, face down and sunny side up.
Oh God, that was good. Thank you for that one. And
You'll be saying that there. So
of course, you can find us here every Friday in some form or other. We'll be doing a show, we'll be doing a live hangout. But we'll see you next week for a broadcast. Until then, good talk, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
tell your friends, or don't, but tell them.
Say it with me now. Round.